An ex-WWE star is pushing for a return. Plus, Stephanie Vaquer addresses her injury status, and Saudi Arabia want this as their WrestleMania 43 main event. What is this? Well, it's all in the wrestling news right now. Cultaholic wrestling news, I should have said there.
What did you say?
I said just the wrestling news.
Oh.
Didn't brand it as Cultaholic.
Whatever.
Just saying. Got to get that sort of stuff right. Could Saraya be rebranded as Paige? That is the question. She was speaking about a renewed desire to return to WWE on Busted Open Radio.
Yeah, she says, I'm always going to have that feeling because WWE is doing amazing things right now. I miss being in the locker room. I miss being around people like Natty. I miss my sisters. I do miss that. And I miss being part of these things. When I watched AJ, I've watched that over and over again. I love her so much. She's the one that kind of took me under her wing when I first came up to the roster too.
My social media has not stopped. It's blown up. I cannot go on there without hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people doing videos being like, please bring Saraya back. Please bring Paige back. I feel like people don't like me anymore, and it feels pretty insecure, and I'm not trying to get sympathy, but it made me really emotional for the past couple of days, and I've shed some tears about it because I'm like, oh my God, people still like me, and they still want me to be around. With AJ, I would love to be her tag partner again, or run it back. Eventually. I'm not saying that right away. She needs her moment. People are excited for her to come back, but maybe one day we'll see.
It's an intriguing one. Will it be a case of the Zack Ryders, or will it be a case of someone who actually gets to go back after saying, please take me back hundreds and thousands of times? So obviously just based off the AEW run that she had, that wrestling, obviously for very good reason, the historical injury issues that she had, the wrestling part of it, she couldn't really go as balls deep as I reckon she maybe wanted to. So where does that mean she fits in?
But yeah, I wouldn't imagine that she would still be able to go as balls deep as she would want to on WWE, but then maybe it's a lighter schedule. Maybe it's a case of that she's booked in a way where she's it's more of a part-time type schedule potentially. It would depend really on what the plans are with AJ Lee. I think, like I said, she wants to do something with AJ Lee. We don't know really what AJ Lee's plans are beyond WrestlePalooza. We know that there's this mixed tag match, but will there be more?
We know it's full time though, at least there, so she'll have a little bit of time in the not too distant future. You would think she's going to go after Becky, if not at WrestleMania next year, before WrestleMania next year. So that's at least April sewn up there, you would think.
Do a bit of business with the WIC title.
Yes, the Wick.
The Wick. Light the Wick. Bring the boom, dynamite. Stephanie Vaquer is going for the Vaquer, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, the next weekend at WrestlePalooza. Been a lot of speculation on Stephanie Vaquer's status for that show. She wasn't at Raw the other week, but she did turn up at NXT and got Booker T all up in his feelings.
Oh, he wants to pop his neck there, Tom. He doesn't want to
pop my neck.
Dick.
Oh, we know what you said, Booker. We know what you said. She spoke on Unlikely with Adrian Hernandez about some of the speculation around her status.
Yeah, Stephanie said, I see social media sometimes. No injuries. I'm ready. I'm ready for Raw next Monday. So no injuries.
Simple as.
Yeah, because there was a little bit of report saying she had a niggling injury, which meant that the contract signing on Raw, that Triple H had no idea didn't take place when he was on Pat McAfee's show. And that's why it didn't take place. And obviously, then you see a rock up at NXT and you think, oh, she's having a match in just a few days from when we're sat here. The trios match having against Fatal Influence alongside Rhea Ripley and alongside Tiffany Stratton. So what is the status here?
It says no injuries.
Yes, fine, huh?
No injuries. I'm all right, like.
So where was the contract signing then? I guess the question is.
Yeah, I mean, she could have just had something else on the Monday. Maybe she had a cinema ticket that she couldn't move to another day.
That's fair.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, she went to buy a lawnmower. I don't know. There's a couple of things. She could have had other engagements in mind.
Yeah.
You know how difficult it is buying a lawnmower.
Could have been anything, especially like between the hours of 8 and 10 in the evening.
Hey, some of these lawnmower places stay open late to accommodate the customers. Could potentially be that. All eyes on Las Vegas later on today as WWE and Paul Levesque are set to make a game-changing announcement. It's going to be WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. It was leaked yesterday. Accidental press release going live a wee bit too early, and WWE playing catch-up with this big announcement. tonight. But since then, lots of reports from places such as Fightful, from PW Insider Elite, and from The Observer, giving us some more intel into the build towards this WrestleMania. The Observer confirming that there was indeed a lot of conversation about a 2-Mania year.
Yeah. One in Saudi, one in Nashville. Rootin' tootin', yeehaw.
And also London was considered for that second location as well, according to The Observer. Again, glad they didn't do it. I think the idea of 2 WrestleManias waters down the principle in one particular year anyway, which I'm fine about. Now, the price label that we saw for WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia was $100 million, which is proper Dr. Evil vibes.
Yeah.
$100 million. Nearly there. Saudi Arabian source told the Wrestling Observer, I can't share with you the exact number, but WWE asked for a higher number than $100 million, as the show will feature The Rock if the agreement is reached. More on that in a second. And it will be a packed megastar show, as the General Entertainment Authority requested. This is going to be more than $100 million.
Yes.
A stat came out online. I saw some graphs floating around that said that WWE have made more money from these standard Saudi Arabia shows than they have for all of the WrestleManias so far.
It's like apart from what the most recent was it, or the one before WrestleMania 40?
Up till the most recent.
Yeah.
And so the idea of then going, oh, let's just take this place where we're making the most money and do the biggest show ever. Well, that's when we spoke yesterday, and I said $100 million. As again, not to sound too capitalist, didn't sound like enough.
Well, when
Felt like a bargain, that did.
When the going rate for 2 shows a year, as we know it, which aren't WrestleMania, they're far from WrestleMania as we know it, is $50 million. You'd think a 2-night WrestleMania would be more than $100 million just based off that $50 million we already know is a thing.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not just any 2-night event. It's WrestleMania. It's like the big event of the year. And then on top of that, you have the Raw and the SmackDown either side of it. It's 4 nights of wrestling. Presumably, do you do the Hall of Fame in Saudi Arabia as well?
5.
Potentially? Or do you have that stateside and do that and, along with whatever they're planning for NXT?
Don't they have the physical Hall of Fame in Saudi? Wasn't that a thing?
Oh, you could hold
museum.
the Hall of Fame in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Or was it more of a museum? There was something like that, wasn't there, set up in Saudi Arabia?
I love the conversations around like this mega star packed show. It could be the most star-spangled WrestleMania in history. Anybody who's been part of the company probably pop by for either a match or some kind of segment. The name that comes up a lot is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Observer with a few comments on this one.
Yeah, it says, while Steve Austin was happy with his match against Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38 and would be satisfied if it was his last, it hasn't been ruled out that he could wrestle again. Austin reportedly wants to make sure he's healthy and would be physically able to do a match if he is to make an in-ring return at WrestleMania 43, according to the old Wrestling Observer.
And that's the thing. He's in a position where he went, actually, my last match I was chuffed to bits with, so if nothing else comes of that, then that's fine. There was some speculation that he would turn up at WrestleMania 40 in order to save Cody Rhodes from the Bloodline Rules match. That never panned out.
But he was on the truck. Where was he? He was on that truck.
He was on the truck. If you're on the truck, you're out of luck. In that occasion, he certainly was. And there was some more speculation that he might pop up at 41, and then that didn't happen either. So I pitched the other day when you and I did the matches, I pitched him and Punk having a match. Like turn Punk heel in the next year and a bit, and then do that match that we nearly got so many years ago.
The WWE 13 video game where they both sat there on the movie director stools. Well, I don't like you, sir. Oh, I don't like you either.
See, why do that if you're not going to give us that? Honestly, it's Jeff Jack and Grado at TalkSport all over again. Seriously.
That's exactly what everyone thought there.
That's exactly what it's like.
Steve and Phil and Jeff and Grado.
Don't make me start a social media campaign again, you cowards.
Please don't.
We know how that went last time. Saudi Arabia have one particular guy in mind for the main event. One of 2 possible matches that could go on last in a Saudi Arabia WrestleMania.
So the big old overreaching headline, I should say, is a deal is potentially close to being finalized for The Rock to be on this show in a wrestling capacity. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh. Ooh, and indeed ooh. By crikey.
But the Observer reports that they are pushing for one of these 2 main events, as Tom alluded to there. Either, now let us know what you prefer in the comments down below, The Rock versus Roman Reigns, or The Rock versus Cody Rhodes.
Why not Rock versus Roman versus Cody?
versus Jacob versus Solo.
Versus Ultimate Warrior versus Yokozuna. Them all in there.
Up the Hiroki Sumi.
Yeah, excellent. 2 matches that we could have, should have, would have had maybe a year and a half ago. Brilliant. That's it. But obviously the stories that they've got, they've woven them, and the way that WWE storytelling is in this new era is it's very slow and steady. It is this slow cooker wrestling creative approach that WWE has. So with a Rock and Roman Reigns story, it's set there. All you got to do is just reheat it. A couple of tablespoons of water.
The Ula Fala, get it out again.
Ula Fala there, and again with Rock and Cody as well. You set the stage for that almost accidentally by The Rock overthinking an appearance at Elimination Chamber to the point where he may have changed the entire trajectory of pro wrestling.
Mama Rhodes on a pole.
Mama Rhodes on a pole.
Let's throw that out there. Not in that way.
Wow.
In a Judy Bagwell way. You calm down there, dear viewer.
Hear me out. Either of those are matches that could potentially be reheated and headline a star-studded WrestleMania in 2027 in Saudi Arabia.
It feels like it's going to be a different one, a different feeling one.
It's gonna, the vibe's going to be different on this occasion. I think just because the nature of how these shows feel and how they look. I mean, the advantage to us is it's a normal human.
They'll be done by like 10 o'clock. High five!
Get in.
The only upside.
Only because next weekend, I'm looking at next week and going, how are we going to do both in America? We have to work like a 10-hour shift.
Yeah.
Through the night.
Yeah, through the night. Yeah.
I mean,
and then the next day, because we're short-staffed.
So give us a WrestleMania on a human time. That'll be delicious. The announcement set to be made tonight, 8 p.m. British Summer Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the States. On WWE's YouTube, everybody's in Vegas tonight because you've got the press stuff for the boxing match, and you've got Worlds Collide, and that's where they'll make the announcement, the big game-changing announcement, which is going to be, unless something comes out of left field, WWE doing WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. That'll be it. And I guess we'll ponder on that a little later on, and come back and talk about it over the weekend as well. But meanwhile, over the weekend, there's a party going on right here.
Sunday afternoon, 12 midday over here in Newcastle upon Tyne until around about 6, maybe even a little bit after 6, depending on what happens during the stream. Yes, Sam and Andrew will be doing the biggest part of the SummerSlam punishment, because they both kind of won, but they've also both kind of lost. You can't have 2 winners and 2 losers, so they're both doing the punishment. There'll be karaoke, there'll be Cultaholic. My goodness me, it's fantastic. £3 a pint. If you're on the Patreon, please make sure you check it. There'll be a thing on there that you need to show at the door to get yourself in there for free. If you're not on the Patreon, you can still come down. There'll be an Eventbrite link in the description down below. I have been assured by nobody.
It is Cultaholics. It is Cultaholic's first ever ticketed punishment event, and we would love for you to be a part of it.
You can be involved if you come down and you want to be on camera. You want to hit Sam or Andrew with a kendo stick or something. I don't know. You can do that if you fancy. It's up to you. It's the biggest party of the summer.
It's what you want to happen. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Don't
hit them in the head. Arse or back is fine. Anywhere upwards or downwards of there, then we're having issues and we'll have to escort you off the building. Bye-bye then.